In this demonstration, we will be discussing the Vonage Integration Suite for HubSpot, Vonage's latest offering that allows you to tie your HubSpot CRM to your Vonage Business Communications phone system. Let's take a look. The Vonage Integration Suite works on multiple browser platforms, including Google Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. In this example, we'll be using Google Chrome. Once the connector is downloaded from the web extension library and you've signed into it with your Vonage Business Communications credentials, you'll see an icon at the top right indicating the Vonage Integration Suite. By clicking on this icon, you'll be able to launch the Vonage Integration Suite main window, which shows you your call history of the users that you've spoken with. If it finds a match inside the HubSpot system, it will clearly identify that contact as well as their phone number and the date and time stamp that you called. You can click on this icon below their profile to quickly call them back. You can also click on the notes section to see what notes have been left and by which productivity suite or CRM. The Vonage Integration Suite does allow you to connect multiple productivity suites and CRMs into the system. However, for this demonstration, we will be discussing only HubSpot. You can refer back to our other videos to see which other productivity suites and CRMs the Integration Suite works with and how those function. At the bottom, we see what phone number or extension in Vonage Business Communications we're connected with, and you can click on it to get more information to verify the account. You also have a dial pad, which allows you to copy and paste numbers directly in, or you can dial the number and hit call. Across the top, we have our favorites section, which allows you to mark which contacts or customers you speak to the most as a favorite, where you can see them in a single list and call them just by clicking on their name. The last tab shows you which CRMs and productivity suites you're currently connected with. Again, you can connect multiples, but in this demonstration, we will be talking about only HubSpot. You also have an additional feature section, which allows you to customize how the operation of the Vonage Integration Suite is going to work for you. Click to Dial allows you to turn on or off the Click to Dial feature. Your web launcher allows you to open additional websites during the course of a call. Speech recognition allows you to use your microphone to dictate notes into the system rather than typing. Your call history and fast dial radios will simply tell the system whether you want to show or hide these first two tabs. And the call notes radio allows you to leave notes on our secure system. The announcement system will show you any information about upcoming features or newly released features in the VGIS system. And your feedback button allows you to leave feedback with our system and our back-end programmers about your experience with Vonage Integration Suite and recommend any feature updates that you might like to see. The profile button gives you several additional options. The web portal button is for VGIS administrators so that they can more quickly and easily modify user settings and also customize the view of the pop-up window to better suit the needs of their end users, which we will show you later in this demonstration. The reports button is for end users to see their call flows during the course of a day, week, month, or can even customize a date range so they can actually see their inbound and outbound call reporting on a graphical scale as well as itemized list. Your account button, again, will show you who you're logged in as with your Vonage Integration Suite account. Finally, your settings button allows you to go in and modify even further your user experience on VGIS. So the first would be your auto pop-up activity. How do you want this pop-up to work during the course of a call? Do you want it to open on an inbound call when it arrives or only when you answer? So on and so forth. You can modify this at any time, hit save and close, and the next call will take the activity that you selected. Synchronizing your contacts allows you to more quickly synchronize any changes that you've made in the HubSpot system to the VGIS. VGIS does allow you to add contacts and activities directly from the system, and this will automatically push out to HubSpot. So this keeps you from having to do all your information directly in HubSpot. However, if for some reason you did do a mass import of data into HubSpot, like new contacts, and you wanted that information to show up here, you can click the Synchronize Contacts button to do so. Click the Dial URL Exclusions allows you to add websites that you do not want to see Click to Dial showing up on. Down at the bottom, we have the window appearance, which allows you to customize how this looks. Do you want to see desktop pop-out notifications on an inbound or outbound call? Do you want a small or large or custom size panel? And same with activity. So let's take a look at the actual pop-up itself. You can see here I have a call that took place on March 17th. If this were a live call and I programmed my pop-up activity to open when the call is answered, the window would pop up automatically and show me the activity of what's going on during the course of a call. In this case, since all I did was take the call and hang up, it automatically logged that activity into HubSpot for me as a call, showing the date and time stamp. However, during the course of a live call, this information would be open for you to modify so that you could customize the notes and description. You can also create a new one at any time if you want to add a separate note, and you can select your outcome from the list, and you can add and describe your call at any time. And this will also be added over to the system. Also note here at the bottom that you have the capability to modify by template the view of what you see. Again, we'll cover this momentarily in the advanced administrative section. Another great feature is the home button. This is useful if you have a multiple matching contact for the same phone number. In the case of multiple users belonging to the same company, but that company is publishing a single caller ID. You would want to accurately store those notes as to who you talk to in HubSpot, and this would show you a multiple list where you could drag and drop into the activity that you wanted to do. You can also click to add contacts from here, and it will allow you to add all of the information directly into HubSpot. Another great feature is the history button, which allows me to more quickly see all of my interaction with this customer. If I have any questions, I can simply click on that button and it will open those call histories for me. So in this example, if I scroll down and I click on Office 365 for another call, it will show me the activity interactions, so I can quickly go back and forth to send my information or ask the customer if they're calling about the same issue. You'll also notice across the top that I have call control. I have the ability to call that customer back if I'm disconnected, end the call, place the caller on hold, or transfer the call. So let's go ahead and take a look at where this information stores in HubSpot. So if I click on Open in HubSpot, you're going to notice that it opens up my record in HubSpot and shows me the actual logged call. Now in this case, I want to actually go back to my main contacts, and let's say I want to see everything about this person and I want to see all of my activity. I can see all of my logged activity, and it is logging all of those calls under the call section. From here, I can add additional tasks, emails, notes, the basic information that you would normally use HubSpot for. You'll also see that I can go in here. If I'm in my contacts list, I also have this little telephone icon where I can click on it to do a click to call, which will send the call out through our phone system. But we also have SMS capability. So if you know, for example, that this telephone number belongs to a contact and it's a mobile device, you can SMS to them directly through this system as well. This has been a basic introduction on the desktop portion of it. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the reporting section. So again, if I click on my profile button and I click on the web portal, it's going to take me to the administrative view. From in here, I can click on Call Summary, and this will show me the entire user group for anyone using the Vonage integration suite for HubSpot. I can see all of my inbound and outbound calls, as well as the total talk time in a graphical capability. Notice at the bottom how I can track my highs and lows over a period of time. This allows me to use this as a forecasting tool. So if I know that every single day I get a spike in calls around 1 p.m., I may want to make sure I have more staff in place in order to handle those calls more effectively. If I have a large group of users using the integration, I can click on the user group and see all those users, and I can filter them by name to filter out and see only the people I want. I also have the capability to look at specific date and time ranges in the system, as well as direction and interval, to more fine-tune that report. I can also auto-refresh this screen so that if I want to put it up in the call center as a wallboard, I can do that. Clicking on the call detail records will show me all of the detailed records for that period for those users. And I can see the contact information from HubSpot, not just the phone number and the call direction. I can also export this as a CSV file so that I can use it later with a system like pivot tables or add graphs and pie charts, things of that nature. Under the account section, I can see which users are actually using the integration and if they're active or not. I can also go in and I can modify how HubSpot works. So if I click on the HubSpot name, I can see in the system that I can set it to log 0 duration calls. So example would be if a customer called and I did not answer the phone, do I still want it to log that activity into HubSpot to make sure that I know the customer called? Do I want to log single matching contacts, or do I want to do both single and multiple matches? Stage 2 of this customization would be this first button. This one allows me to go in and determine where I'm pulling my contacts from in HubSpot and what type of activities I want to allow my users to do. HubSpot is limited in its API capabilities, so in this case, logging calls is the only thing you're able to do at this time. The third and final stage is clicking on the wrench, which will take you to the custom layout builder and allow you to actually build the template the way you want. So in this case, I'm going to look at log calls, and these are the only fields that I have available. However, I can change the order that I want them to be in by dragging and dropping. I can also click on the gear and tell it whether it's required, always visible, or excluded. If I have any drop downs, for example, I can go in and I can actually change the outcome or set the default so that it will actually hold that default activity. Once I'm done, I can give that layout a custom name and I can click update. This will now be presented to my end users in their pop-up window inside of VGIS so that when they're talking to a customer and they need to create a new note, they can simply click on that drop-down menu and select it, and you will see that it automatically changes. Once this changes, it will stay that way until the end user selects a different template.